rising sun. Will her soul be finally won? Will the truth we hold in our hand be spread across the land? How they long to sing along with the words that David sings, and that's our goal.
What a lovely piece. If you're in a cult, hello and welcome everyone. My name is Mike, and in this video we're going to look at the bizarre story of a Redditor who is seemingly held against his will in a cult. It all began in June 2018 when the user Just Made This Account posted in the Confession subreddit. I'm on the internet right now. I'm born, brought up, and live in a cult. So this is confession worthy. He says he's marketing and selling products the cult makes online, and one of his mothers, interesting choice of words, checks the search history nightly, but is unaware of incognito mode. So when he's made to post the listings on the internet, he will actually browse Reddit and more. And he's 19 years old. If they found out, unsurprisingly, he would be punished. He ends it with, "I'm actually really lonely and empty all the time." For the people who post their information and pictures and lives on Reddit, you really do a lot for me, and it helps me get through these days. Let's take a look at the bizarre and disturbing story of the Redditor who was in a cult, and what happened after. The confession post is what brought this story first to everyone's attention, and it was reportedly the first post he made on Reddit. The comments section was inundated with offers of help, from plane tickets, tips and links to courses and educational resources, and advice from former cult members on how to get out or hide his tracks better. We also learn a little more about his life. There is a strong hint that he is in Canada, as he says he is not in the US, but when one says they could still buy him a ticket if he is in Canada, he then says he will message the kind-hearted person. The cult sells things like organic nuts and berries and peas that are harvested on their properties. Women's skincare, worship materials, candles are sold online as a source of revenue. He also says he is a different colour to his family. Adorably, in the middle of this, he comments on rare puppers, asking, "What kind of doggy is this?" In case you're wondering, it's an Alaskan Malamute. Later posts by Just Made This Account give the impression he grew up in a very isolated and authoritarian place, with little information as to his own background or any education. Posts like how to find out what ethnicity that you are, on No Stupid Questions, how old a person has to be to get parental custody of younger siblings, what's it like to live in a country in Asia. Another post shows the anguish he is going through. His life is difficult and he finds it hard to reconcile it with being part of God's plan. Looking into internet mysteries and stuff like this all the time, your first instinct is to think faker, it's a load of BS. And anyone who's even been on the internet for 15 minutes knows to pretty much take everything with a pinch of salt. Now, that will come up later in this story, but I do think this story is real, that this is a real person. We'll get into it. He then reveals in another confession that he has begun drinking quite heavily. It's also revealed that he has been getting sexually abused by other members in the cult. He then posts showing his decision to leave the cult, finally. You see, you think this will end well. Not right now, it doesn't. But then he does post this. And he ends up back in the cult, saying he was kicked out. kicked out because his art is rebelling against God. He realizes bad things about the world, so he's back with the cult. This cult, well, there's something else. We'll get into that, too. Okay, so where is this going? Well, after that, there are a hell of a lot of posts of biblical passages. Also, a number of posts about buying hyssop oil, which one keen Redditor pointed out, hyssop oil is typically used as medicine to help with stomach problems. It's also used for purification rituals in the Old Testament. I think the user is asking for purity. Which seems quite true. When asked about the biblical passages, he replies, repentance. A lot of people thought that the buying hyssop oil posts and the biblical ones were not actually done by him, but by a family member who may have hijacked his account. But it doesn't seem that way. This video gets posted, which is about his mother's home country of Japan. And he asks how to stop drinking, which likely influenced the posts about repentance. His final post is what is it like to live in Vancouver, confirming the Canadian location. This was on the 28th of November 2018, and he hasn't posted since. But we do have more information on him. And he got out. He is safe and currently staying with an ex-cult family member, which has been confirmed through a phone call. Now here things get a little more interesting. A YouTuber named Scare Theater made a video on this subject a few months back, before the information that it genuinely seems genuine came out.
We do need to take into consideration the possibility that this is all just a hoax. It wouldn't be the first time someone lied about something like this, and so far, we've really just been taking Isaiah's word as truth.
In Scare Theater's video, he did posit that it could have been fake. Which, let's be honest, it's a normal opinion to have, especially when you mainly create content in the creepy side of the internet where nearly everything is fake. A Discord was set up to try and help Just Made This account. Scare Theater joined this Discord secretly. While he was part of the Discord, he mainly argued against the validity of Just Made This account's claims. After the video by Scare Theater came out, and it got quite a lot of views, there was a rapid influx of trolls targeting and bullying Just Made This account, as they believed it to be fake. The Discord group didn't want any of this publicized in the first place, as they believed it could endanger Just Made This account if the cult found out he'd been speaking with people online. Scare Theater was asked to take it down, but as it was a sponsored video with over 1 million views at the time of this recording, that's not going to happen. Just Made This account then began to message, asking essentially what the heck is going on, as he was unaware of the video. Anyway, it seems he got out fine, and Scare Theater's video had no impact. So, while I was making this video, Scare Theater actually made another one. This time with seemingly more proof that the entire thing is a hoax or an ARG. Let's look at some of his evidence. Some of it seems pretty convincing. He posits the video posted is fake, as it shows locations outside of Japan. He claims the whole thing is a hoax, and he knows who's behind it all.
And I think I might know who's behind it, but I'm not going to say anything about this person. I won't say their name. I will try to reveal as little information about them as possible, because 1, I could always be wrong, and 2, I just don't think I should be making all that info public for their sake.
By the way, it's revealed that Just Made This account's real name is Isaiah.
First, I'm going to start with just an anecdote that someone on Discord told me about this person. They said, with blank, they're inconsistent. They claim to have information regarding Isaiah's true identity 1 minute, then say they don't and have no information the next. So it makes over half of the blank group believe blank is the game master. One of the theories behind this is that this whole thing is an ARG, and GM, it just means game master, which would be the person who is running the ARG.
He shows one screenshot proving that at one point, someone else was pretending to be Isaiah. Now that doesn't mean Isaiah isn't real. In fact, the rest of the post shows that, well, They're at least still claiming he is real. But at one point others were claiming to be him, which is quite strange, and definitely adds to the overall ARG aspect to it. Scare Theater doesn't buy it though. He's still convinced it's a hoax.
But yeah, just so you know, this person really does not want this information getting out, which I think is also incredibly telling. So once again, this is all my opinion. I'm not saying any of this for fact. This is just the information that we have so far. Do with this what you will, make your own conclusions.
On Reddit, a rebuttal of Scare Theater's second video was posted, saying, essentially, people investigating this can judge for themselves whether it's real or not. Part of me thinks it's real, but I've been on the internet long enough to be skeptical. And Scare Theater's video honestly has some very valid points. Maybe it started out as real, maybe it's become hijacked or even turned into an ARG since then. But who knows? Neither side has really convinced me to this point, whether it's real or a hoax. Take it away, me. We haven't actually got into the real issue of the story yet, which is the cult that had him, which I think people should be made aware of, as it is very disturbing. Let's get into it. It's revealed that he was a member of the cult named the Family International, formerly known as the Children of God.
She was raised in the infamous Children of God cult, now known as the Family International.
Love bombed her and sang her songs and told her they were going to change the world and give her and her kids a meaningful, purposeful life.
For Jesus!
On the surface, Children of God members practiced Christian beliefs and communal living. In 1976, David Berg introduced flirty fishing, which encouraged female members to show God's love through sexual relationships with potential converts. As for young girls like Christina, she says they were encouraged to engage in what Berg called sexual sharing.
It was founded in 1968 by David Berg, who believed that God can be communicated with through sex. He encouraged all members of the cult to have sex with each other. All members. So I'm not going to get into the horrific and disturbing stuff that went on, but, you know, I don't need to say any more. They're the guys who developed flirty fishing. You can read about it online, it's highly disturbing. It's something that is still going on today, which is unbelievable to me, that this kind of sick shit can happen. And people do need to be aware of it because people are being abused right under their very noses. It is an extremely disturbing and abusive cult, and one that needs serious investigation worldwide, especially into its members who may be kept against their will and minors. I mean, even their website is creepy and disturbing. Apparently, the Family International are impossible to locate, in Canada at least. They keep their location hidden for fear of the authorities. Even on their website, I couldn't find any information on any addresses in Europe, Asia, North America, Africa. You can just get email addresses. That's it. At the end of it, you gotta say thanks to some amazing people on the internet, which really shows you how good people are on the internet when you kind of go around thinking most people are assholes, but that's the opposite of true a lot of the time. The police are involved and he's being helped by the very best people out there. So, that was a wild ride, everyone. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Appreciate it. Mike out.